Rocks are aggregates of minerals or combination of different minerals in different form. In a plain language, rocks are the denser part of the earth with various textural and chemical compositions. Rocks can be differentiated from one another based on criteria like mineral composition, texture, color, permeability, degree of resistance, mode of occurrence, and many other factors. Looking at the factors closely, when we say chemical content, we mean the chemical composition or the chemical constituent. Rock texture tends to describe the feel, roughness, and the grains, whether they are coarse grains, fine grain, or their thickness or mineral size. The structure of the rock tends to describe the inner design or inner pattern of the rock. Rock color are the physical looks of the rock. Rock can be green, white, crystalline, or darker in color. Degree of permeability describes how water can easily enter or pass through the rock or stay in the internal structure of the rock. When rock is saturated by water, we say the rock is porous. When it cannot be saturated, we say the rock is non-porous. When rocks can be described as pervious or impervious when water cannot pass through. The part of the rock or the main part of the rock that stores water is called aquifer. In structure, we talk about the foldedness or fold pattern, whether the rock is folding or has folds, faulted, bedding, banding, stratified, or whether the rock is hard. The mode of occurrence as characteristics of rock describe how rock originates or how it comes into existence. In the course of this lesson, you are going to find out that inner form escape to the earth's surface through vents that extends to the bariosphere or core and find their way to the surface of the earth or in the bedding planes of the earth as intrusive or extrusive rock respectively. The degree of resistance describes how the rock can withstand erosion or natural crushing by forces that are overlying or on top of the rock. Like we said earlier in the introduction, rock being aggregates of minerals can be seen in the example of granite that has feldspar, quartz, and mica. Then in its texture, granite is crystalline. But when we look at rocks, like it has a bit of quartz, feldspar, and a high amount of calcium carbonate. Classification of rock. Under the characteristics of origin or mode of occurrence and texture of rock, their appearance and looks, we have three different types of rocks, which are igneous, sedimentary, and metamorphic. When we say rock is igneous rock, that means it originates from a vent or a crack that extends from the earth's surface to the bariosphere, where molten magma find their way out or escape and cool to form a very crystalline rock, or a rock that is both crystalline and fine-grained but hard. Like rocks, we have rocks like granite, gravel, diorite, and others. Sedimentary rocks are formed from accumulation of rock that previously exist or that were existing as igneous rock, but they are now cemented or caked together by water action after some millions or billions of years to form stratified or rocks that are in different layers. Metamorphic rocks are rocks that have existed as sedimentary or igneous rock previously but are now being bounded or now have bounds due to high pressure or heat. When these rocks are subjected to high pressure or heat, they now have other characteristics that were different from their main characteristics. So let's now look at them very closely by stating their kinds. Igneous rocks, like we said earlier, are crystalline rocks that cool and solidify at the earth's surface due to a vent where multimagma escape from a crack and find its way to the Earth's surface to form a hard rock. They are the main rocks in their original pure state. Some have 45% and above of silica. These are less dense and are lighter. Examples are acidic igneous rock like granite, which has 66% of silica, but when they are darker or rich in iron and magnesium or basic oxide, like we said before, they become either basic rock or ultra basic rock with less silica content and more of basic oxide. The kinds of igneous rocks that we have, or the types of igneous rocks that we have one, plutonic, which are rocks that solidify, which are rocks that are formed from multimagma and solidify within the bedding planes of the earth or underneath the earth's surface as hyperbasia rock. They have high amount of silica and crystalline texture. Examples are granite, diorite, gravel, rhyolite, and syenite, among others. But they can be later exposed to the surface of the earth when the sand or soil that is covering them or rock has been removed through erosion. The second kind of igneous rock is the volcanic rock, or which are igneous rocks that are formed through the cooling of multimagma that escapes to the earth's surface as volcanic lava and solidify and have small crystals, unlike plutonic or intrusive that escape, cool down, solidify and form rocks inside or underneath the earth's surface. This one find its way outside and form outside the earth's surface. Examples are the basaltic plateau. Examples are the basaltic plateau in Nigeria, Aso Basalt near Kafachan, Jos Road, Longuda Plateau between Benue and Gongola River.